Good morning, everybody. Another beautiful day here, a new month, August. So the year's almost over. We're going to be going into our last quarter of the year. And I'm still job hunting. I'm still looking for work. And again, I'm going to use myself as an example. In this country, I'm considered delusional. I'm considered somebody who doesn't know how to do things. I'm going to give you an example of how delusional people are in this culture. And when you tell them, like when I told my manager, Ron Varden at Teleperformance, what was happening to me, what was happening on the calls, he told me, it's you. They're saying it's you, just like everybody else. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you. I know that I've told you the truth. And the only person who fought for me there, well, two people. One was Medina Satari. The other one was Mohammed Shafi. Other than that, it was an uphill battle because they saw the quality of my work, they saw how good I was, and they fought to keep me. And another manager of mine, Tom, I can't remember his last name, he got me moved. But the managers I work with know how good I am. Susan Osborne knows. Matthew de Michel knows. Wail Said knows. They all know how good I am. But still, they wouldn't give me any special treatment. They wouldn't accommodate me. They wouldn't give me an accommodation for my health or my religion. So that's how cruel they are to me here. And I'll give you another example of how delusional they are. We had to work, when we worked opposite the police station. It was a really old, run-down building. You even felt frightened taking that elevator up, and you had to take it because the stairs were rat-infested and they were dirty. So we used to sit there. And it's not at the new building, 75 Eglinton, it's an older building right opposite the police station at Young and Eglinton. So you can imagine that was my job after my harassment case closed. You can imagine how I felt every day going to work, seeing that police station there. I felt awful. Anyway, they have a fire alarm drill that they do, and they do it at least once a month. So I used to say to them, while you're doing the fire drill, why don't you let us log off the calls and the chats and the emails, and then when the drill is over we can go back on. They're like, no. I said, what do you mean no? We can't even hear the people talking to us. They can't hear us. I mean, it doesn't make sense. That thing is blaring in the background. It's so loud. And then you got the ping going on of the chats, you got somebody shouting, trying to talk to you, you're trying to work on your email, and this thing is blaring. They're like, just do your job, okay? I said, just do my job. It's affecting all of us, not just me. They refused. The clients were even saying, like, what is happening there? I told him, I said, let us go off. Stop the work during that time. Because it's a 24/7 environment, right? So there's people working at all hours of the day. So it doesn't matter when you do that fire drill, one team on your shift is going to get affected. They refused. So we had to work while that thing was blaring, going off, and they didn't do it for just like a minute or two. It used to be like 5 minutes. That's how cruel they were to us. And then even when they used to do the drill, sometimes they used to make us go out in the middle of the night in the snow. It used to be snowing. They said, like, right, we have to go down. I'm like, are you kidding? Is there really a fire? They're like, no, it's a drill. I'm like, oh, come on. Can't they do it like in the day at least if it's winter? They're like, Belinda, don't say anything. I said, yeah, don't say anything. It's my life that's getting affected. Right? I mean, it's ridiculous because when I worked at TD, I took care of the emergency preparedness. So I was the one that used to help the executive to say how we're going to plan the emergency preparedness, where people were going to meet, And then the managers used to have a list of all the people reporting into them. They used to keep that with them. And then when they met with their teams at a pre-arranged place, like we used to meet at like St. Andrew's Club and Conference Center, or the Sheraton, or somewhere within the vicinity of the offices of TD, then they used to do a roll call. I said, like, this is ridiculous. I have the management experience. I'm telling you people what's the right thing. They wouldn't listen. So now, I mean, like now, I get upset stomachs even now. Sometimes I still can't control my bowels. That's how badly they affected my health. So that's why I'm saying I'm glad everything came out it probably started in Europe, like it always does. It came out in The Guardian. The unions have been formed there. Then it came out in America. They got fined. It's good. You know why? Because people like me, who like the managers, who tell Ron Varden the truth, who tell HR the truth, who tell our managers the right way to do things, they don't listen. I took that job out of desperation. I didn't take it because I wanted to work in a call center. It wasn't my dream, my aspiration to work in a call center with high pressure, with no future. And they even tell you when you work there, there's no future here. There's very few jobs that open up at the mid-level and the senior level. You should look for something else, like try to stay a year or two and then move. So I've been looking, I've been trying to get back into those top-paying jobs, whether it's in the banks or whether it's somewhere else. And I'm sick of Jane Green calling everywhere saying, oh, Eddie was hoping to be friends with her. And all of them having me tracked on my vacations, and Eric Charbonneau, all of them. I'm not the delusional one, they are. And the police can't take me back to the police station again and force me to get treatment. Because this, what I've got now, they can't do anything. There's no medication or anything that they can do to change it. The only thing I can do is to try to control my blood pressure and use meditation, use other techniques to help me to stay calm. It's ridiculous. I mean, I lost my health because of Teleperformance. And they better not tell me that the managers didn't tell them. They did. They did tell them, and they did try to get me a day shift, and they did try to get me accommodation, and to have one chat at a time, and extra break. They gave it, then they took it away. Then Golfo Gikas is saying, no, we didn't agree to that. I said, my managers told me, you said I could take an extra 15-minute break because of my anxiety. She says, no, I didn't. So they didn't pay me for all the extra breaks I took in that last month. You know what? I really and truly hope I get a good job with decent people and with people who are going to treat me with the respect I deserve. Because I was working at the executive level. I didn't take that job because I really wanted to work in a call center. And their tests are stupid. Everything that they do just puts unnecessary pressure on people, including me. And their clients need to wake up. Now they're going to take all their jobs and everything and go to Africa. The Africans will teach them a lesson because they like me. They'll speak back, they'll push back, they'll get the unions going. They think what they did to me is going to go unpunished. It might go unpunished by their laws and their regulations and their police. They might say, oh, well, the client's not here, but God will always take care of me. And I'm glad it came out, because when I tried to do it, even one of my colleagues that I volunteered with, he used to work for the One campaign. He said to me, form a union. I said, people here are not going to form a union, James. They're too thick. They'll just do whatever the management tell them to do. I'm sick of it. I really am. It's disgusting how I got treated at the companies I worked at. And then they want to make a big joke about Credit Suisse and say, oh, they liked her. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. If you can't see their bullshit for what it is, then you're the delusional one, not me. You need to wake up. I'm glad Europe stood up to them, the teams in Europe and the teams in America. Because when I tried to do it here, nobody would listen. I have always worked at the top levels, at the executive levels, and that's where I shine, that's where I do well. I'm tired of people treating me like this. It's unacceptable. It's hot today.